Hello and happy new moon in Scorpio. I hope you're all allowing yourselves some time to rest and relax over this new moon. If you haven't yet, I have infused this video with Reiki energy. Each individual group has a specific Reiki symbol and intention along with each group. As well as I'm just activating some symbols right now just to get us started. So settle in, grab your journal, grab a cozy beverage, and kind of tap into the cards here and see which one you're intuitively drawn to. The first pile on the left has a full moon along with it. So if you're drawn to that pile, find the full moon timestamp in the description below, and that'll take you directly to your reading. The pile in the center here has a waxing gibbous moon, and if you're feeling called to that, find the second timestamp in the description below, and that will take you directly to your reading. And if you are drawn to the pile on the far right, there is a new moon along with that group, so you can find the third timestamp in the description below to be taken directly to your reading. Again, if you wish to accept the Reiki healing energy that I've infused with this video, just simply say that you allow me to connect to your energy and allow for the Reiki healing and that you accept it. This feels like a very cleansing and releasing moon for all of us, and those are the themes that Scorpio kind of allows us to do, allows us to explore and navigate the shadows and the dark and the deep underwater energy. And that a lot of times requires some rest and relaxation. I think that we have gone through a lot this year. I think we just went through a lot in October with the eclipses. So this moon is really, I think, about an integration, a cleansing, a releasing. So I really do hope that you find some time to rest and relax around this new moon. If not, schedule some time, some downtime in the near future. And I want to congratulate all of you for like everything that you've accomplished this year. Thank you so much for your continued support, but really the readings all had this in common, that you need to congratulate yourself. You need to allow yourself that rest because we've all worked so hard this year, and your guides and spirit wants you to know that you deserve the rest. You are worthy of rest. You've worked hard, and now it's up to you to just give it to yourself. So thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you're interested in more pick a card readings. We also like to talk about crystals and herbs and natural healing and self-care on this channel. So if that is something that you're interested, I would love to see you through the looking glass more often. Thanks again. We'll see you on the other side. Hello, group one. If you chose the full moon here, then this is your reading for the new moon in Scorpio for November of 2023. So the tarot cards that we have are the Eight of Swords, Eight of Cups, the Fool in reverse, the Five of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. So the initial message that I'm getting for this group is that there is something that you've been thinking about for a very long time. Something I feel like it's more of like a creative project, but I think that this could be anything. You've been thinking about working on something, doing something, even if it's just like daydreaming about something. And you're continuously making up excuses, or even just considering it just a daydream, like just a daydream, It's just a fantasy, but there's something that you've been holding off, putting off, holding yourself back, and it feels very, very strongly connected to the plexus. This is a solar plexus. Self-esteem has been holding you back. Self-confidence. I would even recommend maybe placing your hand on your solar plexus while you're listening to this reading, because it was like my solar plexus was solar plexus was like doing loop de loops when I was doing this when I first pulled the cards. And it's interesting because we have two eights here, which is the infinity symbol. So I don't know that it's just it might be beneficial to some of you to put your hand on your solar plexus while listening to this reading. So I think that this blockage stems from, well, I think for some of you, this solar plexus blockage stems from something from your childhood. Somebody told you that your dream was stupid when you were little, or some event happened when you were a child that just made you think that you could not do this thing that you want to do. And that could be like a specific event that happened to you when you were a child, or like maybe a parental figure or somebody older than you told you this, or it could simply just be society told you, like, you have to get this certain type of job and you can only live this certain type of life, and that's the only way that you're ever going to have money. It's the only way you're ever going to be successful. And that whatever your dream was, whatever that idea was just a stupid fantasy and it could never happen. But I also feel like for some of you, this is if you don't relate to that, this dream is something that you've always wanted to do. Whether or not somebody told you you could or couldn't, I feel like for those of you with the solar plexus blockage, that this was something that something happened that told you that you're not worthy enough for this, or this isn't possible, or dreams don't come true, or whatever. But there's just something very significant about the childhood. Like, this is something that you've always wanted to do. That's where the blockage or the root of the problem might stem from, which is that's why I bring it up, because we can do shadow work over and over and over again, but until we're getting down to that root of like what it is, like you have to peel back all of the superficial layers before you get down to that root and just like uproot it and like pull it out. So that is something that might be really significant for those of you that chose this pile of using this new moon to cleanse, clear, and release and heal that past thing. But either way, whether that was like something traumatic that happened or if this is just something that you've always wanted to do, you need to use this new moon to finally really step out of this self-made prison. The Eight of Wands is a self-made prison, and the Eight of Cups is like walking towards something that's illuminating for you, like something that lights you up. Specifically, this Ace of Wands over here is lighting you up. You're like, I've always wanted to do this thing. And the Fool in reverse for me is just, this isn't a new thing. This is something that you've always wanted to do, and you've made little tiny excuses. Oh, I don't have enough money, or maybe when I finish school, or after the kids are older, or blah blah blah, like excuse. These are just little tiny things, and you were meant to do this thing. Like, this thing is divinely guided. This thing has been literally given to you from spirit, and you're supposed to use it. You're supposed to wield this wand and wield this magic. We also have life lessons again. Heal yourself and heal the world. And lost but never alone. So these cards are really speaking to me about, I feel like the life lessons again is like there seems to be some sort of repetitiveness, and again with the 8 there's this loop de loop, and sometimes we get stuck in our loop and we just keep doing the same things over and over again. Maybe you've tried to do this thing and it didn't work out the way you wanted to, so you've given up, but it's still always on the back burner, always in the back of your mind, just kind of lingering there. And the reason that we have to repeat these lessons over and over again is so that we we learn the lesson, and then we get to the other side. We get to that next stage. And this is really going to require some deep healing work. That's like, maybe you've peeled back the onion a little bit, like I said earlier, like you've chiseled away at the small layers of the onions, but it's time for you to get down to that root, the root of the cause of whatever it is that's blocking you, whether that's the solar plexus blockage, it could even be a past life blockage. There's something that your healing journey and the lessons that you have learned is going to help others heal as well. So look at working on yourself as a way of helping others. When you help yourself, you're helping everybody else. And the lost but never alone really kind of says again to me this something, maybe you've just always been the outcast, or something from your childhood. You've just always felt alone or nobody understood. I think maybe this is a very unique idea that you want to like birth forth into the universe and to put out in the world, and maybe you felt like nobody understands, or nobody else would like it like you would like it, but nobody else would like it. But there is a need to like there are people that will like your thing and will be your own unique brand of weird, and they're going to resonate with it. And we're so fortunate to have platforms like YouTube and social media that help us find those weirdos that relate to our same experience. So you're never alone. Never ever ever alone. Especially there's billions of people in the world. You're never alone. There's always somebody out there that understands what you're going through and where you've come from, because they have similar experiences as well. We also have the moon: honor, phases, respect where you are, self-care, and sync with cycles. So there's just so much about this reading about the infinity symbol, like I mentioned before, and cycles. We picked the full moon. We have a it's not r- I get it could be a moon. We can pretend it's a moon. Then there's a moon here, and then we have the moon phases. There I really feel like you have started on this healing journey and done some of the healing work, but now it's really time to kind of step it up and maybe even share your journey a little bit, your healing journey. There's something that you need to share with the world that has been divinely guided and handed to you. And not to not to do some shameless self promotion here, but if you don't have the Just a Phase Moon Planner already, or some sort of cycle journal, the Cycles Journal is a really good one to track your menstrual cycle, or the Just a Phase Moon Planner really helps you kind of understand your birth chart in relation to specifically the moon, but also the astrological energy in general. So if you don't have it already, I would recommend the digital planner for 2023 is still available, so you can pick that up for, I think it's only like $10 right now, to get you through the rest of the year, or just get any journal, paper journal, and start tracking things, start tracking your mood, start tracking your cycle. Really maybe start watching and connecting to the moon phases. So if you're not already, that's definitely going to be significant for you. And it also might, I feel like there might be some sort of like, you feel like there's something like, why can't I get over this? Why do I keep repeating these life lessons? And it's all part of the cycle. Like every time you've gone through this lesson has chiseled away at something. So it's nothing is lost when we are learning, growing, and evolving. And these are really short and sweet messages, so I'm just going to read those. Starting with the heal yourself and heal the world. A heart that is filled with kindness can sometimes want to take on too much. The world is a big place for one person to heal, so it is best to heal your own world first, and then you will see the bigger pictures that concern you from a higher perspective. Spirit healers and helpers are always working to heal the world that we live in, and they are proud of you for reaching this point in your development where your compassion for others has grown so much. But now you must work with them and not on your own. Bigger problems require teamwork, and they are your team now, which kind of points to this card. Your spirit team is always there guiding and helping you. You can always ask them for help. But I do feel like this is pointing to pushing you a little bit to find like human help, like, or just people that you can connect with and resonate with and understand you. The lost but not never alone message is there might be times in this world when you feel a great distance between yourself and others, and the sinking feeling of loneliness brings you down. Well, that's interesting. That was kind of like what I was feeling in my solar plexus when I was picking these cards. This is the perfect moment to call on your spirit guide and ask if you can know them better. Your guide will have been waiting for this moment and will be happy to connect with you. In meditation, ask if you can receive a personal sign or sensation that will only occur when your guide is close to you or is acknowledging a question of yours. The same sign or sensation will appear repeatedly until you understand that this is your guide's personal calling card and their way of building trust with you. That's interesting. I wonder if like there is something if you get like some sort of sensation in your solar plexus or in the middle of your abdomen, that might be a sign that your guide is there or that like spirit is trying to like get a message to you. That's so interesting. I wasn't even going to mention it. I was just like, maybe I haven't had anything to eat yet today, but maybe I'm just not feeling well. The life lessons again. You might grow to find that there is no actual right or wrong in this world and that everything happens in order for a lesson to be learned. Now is a good time to remember that your spirit guide is helping you to understand your own life lessons, and you will soon come to know why you chose them this time around. You may wonder why you have given yourself such difficult tasks, but once you understand your lessons, you won't have to learn them again. Also, by learning them, you will give yourself power over the rest of your life. So this kind of reinforces what I was saying about there is this like you've been given this gift in these lessons and you chose these lessons for a reason and like they're pushing you towards this thing, pushing you towards this healing so that you can help others heal. We also have Dance of the Rebel Heathens. This card was really pushing me to talk about how there needs to be like you've definitely done some healing, but there needs to be like this stronger like push or movement like I just keep seeing this like pushing this energy out. Like I feel like you've done the healing, but you haven't actually like released it from your body. And so that's like what spirit wants you to do with this new moon is to like really cleanse and release. I think you've done the healing work maybe like mentally, um, but it's this there needs to be this physical like energetic shift for you of totally just cleansing and clearing your energy. And move the energy can get cleared with movement, with dancing, with physical like move your body, get that energy out. And this is a grandmother message for this card. Ah, my love, let's not take ourselves so seriously. Our magic surely suffers when the hopes of our discipline becomes too tightly wound. The Eight of Swords is about like just putting yourself in this cage and restricting yourself so much. You need to like get out and move. Just for today, let us be true priestesses of the wild and celebrate this spinning pleasure planet on which we live. Let us drum, let us dance, let us remember why we chose to be born to this feeling flesh. Just so that I don't forget to mention this before the end, if you are a Ko-fi sub or a Twitch subscriber, check out the private channels in Discord because each group and pile is going to have exercises, journaling prompts or questions, and healing rituals. And I think for this group, like getting up and dancing, or even just listening to some drumming or chanting or get some sort of rhythmic, maybe get a drum or a rattle to make some noise, shake that energy loose a little bit. All of that information, as well as like specific uh, rituals and journaling questions that go along with the cards, are there for those of you that support me on Ko-fi or on Twitch. So kind of like an extension to the reading. And we also have Cosmic Weaver. Potency. You are highly attuned to the magnetic frequency of the earth and beyond. You have been a healer, medicine person and weaver of destinies for many lifetimes. This card is calling you into remembering your role in the planet's evolution. A weaver is able to hold multiple dimensions at once, clearing timelines that no longer serve and creating pathways of luminous destiny. From the expansive oceans to the deep and sacred forests, your soul is able to tap into the vibrations of creation and weave higher level intentions for all. At night, you soar through the stars and cosmos, visiting those in need and healing and greater understanding. During the day, you vibrate a magnitude of potent medicine. Your abilities are heightened at this time, and you are asked to feel the pulse of healing magic that flows through you effortlessly. You are being called to be of service, and your ability to offer healing, transformation, and alchemy are at its peak. There will be opportunities to share your cosmic weaving magic and be ready and be open. So I get the feeling that those of you that chose this pile are very, very sensitive to other people's energy. And I think that's kind of prevented you from doing whatever this thing is that is really illuminating you and like putting yourself, whether that's a creative project, starting a new business, or some sort of healing practice. I think maybe one of the issues with that is that you're forgetting to heal yourself, that you always have to heal yourself first, and that needs to be done on a regular basis. If you're picking up everybody else's energy every time you go out into the world, when you come back into your home and your sacred space, you need to cleanse, clear, and release that energy. I can't stop seeing this like pushing motion of just like release, 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 cleanse, 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 whether that's physically like cleaning your home and removing clutter, cleaning out your closets, cleaning out your wardrobe, but energetically cleansing as well. Whether like just put on your favorite song, crank it up, clean your house, dance around, shake a rattle, beat a drum, get all of this energy moving, and then just like push it out of your house. Open, crack the windows, light your incense, and ask all of this energy to leave, because your divine energy, your core energy is really powerful and always pulsing and helping and changing everybody else in around you. But you still need to come back to yourself at the end of the day so that you can rest and recharge and continue this healing work that you're supposed to do. We have Ring Around the Moon, Protection, and Healing Moon, Seek Healing. There is this huge call to those of you that chose this pile to do your own healing work before you're doing your own. If you are somebody that is facilitating healing, whether that's even just doing tarot readings online, you have to cleanse and clear and release. Especially like when I do readings like this for collective people, it wipes me out. It drains me. Like I'm hoping to reach as many people as possible, and that is energetically draining, and I have to disconnect from that at the end of the day. But even if you're not, if you're just working in an office, or if you're in some sort of service that isn't necessarily healing service, it's still every person that you're interacting with is vibrating. Like you're meant to come into contact with people to share your vibration, to lift their vibration, to you're helping to heal the world, and your gifts are divinely guided and divinely given. Like this is literally being handed at you, and I think you need to like start reaching for it, start grabbing, like don't just point at it, like actually grab it with your hand, like grab it. But again, going back to, I think this group is very, very sensitive. You need to be cleansing, clearing, releasing energetically on a regular basis. But know that you are protected. Just by having that thought of I am divinely protected is a layer of protection around your energetic field. There's all sorts of things that you can do as carry crystals, or have some sort of energetic practice when you start your day of zipping up your energy, protecting your energy, and having some sort of release practice at the end of the day. Like you have to do your healing work because you are doing so much healing for everybody else. And I think it's no I think it's pretty obvious while I chose the full moon for this group, because we've got a full moon here, full moon here. I'm pretending this is a full moon. There's a moon up there somewhere too. I just really feel like this is your time to shine. This is your time. Like all of these colors are so blue and purple and they're all upper chakra, like throat, third eye, and crown chakra. They're all these beautiful, intuitive, dreamy colors. But there is this light and this fire inside of you that you need to ignite and put out in the world. Like you're meant to shine your light right now. And that's why we chose the full moon for you, because this is your time to step out of your cage, your self made prison, all of your restrictions and your discipline. It's time for you to like burn all that away so that your fire and that your light is ignited and inspired and shining out in the world so that your people can find you. You're not alone. Maybe you've been alone, but it's time that you shine your little beacon so that all of your fellow weirdos can find you and connect with you, because you're meant to share these gifts. You're meant to weave this magic, and it's really, really freaking potent. Like allow yourself to put it out there. You've been restricting yourself and holding yourself back for too long, and it's time for you to finally heal that last layer of the onion so that you can put yourself out in the world. So, setting intentions about really digging deep into that root, cleansing, healing, and releasing your energy. I keep like do this, even maybe do this motion with your body, maybe with your solar plexus, it's kind of scooping your hands in front of your abdomen and just like releasing all of that energy that is just like stuck there and just floating around. It might not even be your energy, but it might. I have a feeling that some of it is like past life energy, even childhood energy. Like this is old stuck energy that just. I think that you've already kind of released it. You just haven't actually let it go. So it's just kind of like floating around in your energetic field, and you just need to release it and let go. I do activate Reiki symbols before doing these readings. So just by listening to this reading, you have had some of your energy cleared, but I highly recommend drinking extra water, helping assisting that energy clear and release even more. Oh, I'm feeling it in my heart chakra now too. So maybe maybe while you were listening to this reading, I hope you were placing your hands on your solar plexus, but their heart is there too. So just envision that all of that energy that you're not using anymore, that you've already healed, that you're ready to let go of, is just falling away, sweeping away. But you can physically sweep it away with your hands as well. Whew. So remember to drink lots of water. If you are a Ko-fi member or a subscriber, please check our private Discord channels for you guys to get your extra journaling and ritual stuff that goes along with this reading. Thank you so much for your continued support, and thank you for liking and subscribing this video. I hope to see you again soon on the other side of the looking glass. Hello, group 2. If you chose this waxing gibbous moon, then this is your reading for the new moon in Scorpio for November of 2023. All right, I feel like those of you that chose group 3 need a round of applause and a standing ovation. Like there's just this overwhelming excitement that is coming through in this reading, and this relief, and this just your guides are so very excited for you, like kind of like running up like running up to you, like jumping up and down, like this need to celebrate. And I think the main reason here is because we have the 3 of Swords in reverse and the 9 of Swords in reverse. So the 3 of Swords is a card of heartache, things that really just like hurt your heart, that just stab in real deep, and they're really difficult to heal and overcome. And the 9 of Swords is a card of anxiety and stress and overwhelm, and those things that you worry and worry and worry about that keep you up at night and are stealing your sleep away from you. when they come to us in reverse, like you've released these things, you've healed these things that hurt you. You're not as anxious and worried about these things anymore. And this is like well deserved congratulations. And now you're the Queen of Pentacles sitting on your throne eating your cookie. Like everything's fine and good. Um, this is like a new fresh start and a new beginning, and justice is served. The message that I initially got with these cards is, can we get a standing ovation for group 2, please? Do you see this? Do you see the shit that you have overcome? Justice is served, bitches, and you are about to get yours. I could barely take the time to even just, like, draw the cards because there's just this overwhelming excitement of just like, "No, you just have to tell them, congratulate them now, like, give them a hug now," and, like, everything was just like, "Now, now, 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 now." Are you acknowledging the things that you've overcome and how you're not as anxious as you used to be? You're not this anxious person anymore. You're not this victim. You're not hurt anymore. Yes, those wounds are still there, but like they're scarred over and you've healed from them and you've moved on from them and these things don't bother or worry you anymore. And like the scales are balanced. Justice is served. If there was somebody or something that did you wrong, it doesn't matter because you've overcome it. You've forgiven, forgotten, and they're gonna get theirs, and you know that, and now you're getting yours. With the Fool in the center of this reading, like this is a fresh start and a new beginning for you. So the Scorpio new moon is really just cleansing and healing, this like water pouring over you, like clearing and cleansing of to create this new beginning and this fresh start. We also have spirit healers and helpers are with you. You came to serve, and a spiritual hug. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck. You are always connected to healing spirits, and no matter what is holding you down, they are there to help you get back up and get on with your life. Don't be afraid to use their power for yourself or to help others. They are telling you that the compassion they give doesn't just make the weak strong, it makes the strong even stronger, especially when you know in your heart that your intentions are good and true. Feel spiritual healing power in you and around you and use it to its full capacity. I also really just feel like this card is reinforcing what I was saying. I can just feel your guides are so proud of you and just standing around you and just with these proud, proud, proud faces on of everything that you've overcome. The spiritual hug, you too much of one thing and not enough of another. But people pulling at you and constantly wanting something from you, this type of experience will leave you depleted and in need of balance. This is the time to sit in quiet meditation and ask your spirit guides if you may have a spiritual hug. Just one spiritual hug will recharge your battery and fill you with renewed strength to take back into your life. Your guide is there for you, even if when you feel that others are not. Remember, they aren't only there to push you forward, but also to hold you when you need it. So, and even though we've healed these things, if anything ever comes up again, know that you can always ask for just as you don't necessarily have to ask for help, but you can just ask for that support and that love and that unconditional love that just like, can you hold me in this moment? Because you know you're strong enough to get through this, but sometimes we just need to be held and to be reassured that we have that support system there. And you always do. You're always divinely guided. I do think that this is just like your spirit guides running up and hugging you, like, yes, you did it. You did it. And this one in the center, in your life, you have come through dark times and have experienced enough to be able to choose whether to offer your gifts to others. In your heart, you know that everything you have overcome has been a part of the journey that has brought you to this very moment. Your spirit guide has watched over you and is telling you that you are ready to use your gifts and share them with the world. For everything you have come through has taught you grace and wisdom that you must share. Remember, The one who serves others is served by the highest spirit of all. I again think this is just more reinforcement. Like your guides are just like so proud of you and they're right there, always, always, always there. And I think they really are kind of urging you to celebrate. Like they want you to congratulate yourself and acknowledge what you've overcome. We have the Bard's Collection and the creation story. I'm going to read both of these messages. And I don't know, this is the one that's always reminding me. If you're a Ko-fi member or a Twitch subscriber, I'm having extra journaling questions, exercises that go along with a lot of the cards in these readings. So check out our private channel in Discord. There's a Ko-fi private channel and there's a Twitch subscriber private channel. So make sure you're checking those out, getting those extra journaling questions, exercises, and rituals for the cards in your reading today. So, this is a grandmother message. We become more discerning as we age when it comes to our gathering, our slow collection of wisdoms and skills. When we are young, we want to own it all, to scoop up every lesson we can and put it all in our baskets. In time, though, we become necessarily protective of our energy, and we learn that every little thing we collect demands our attention. Ask yourself, what are you gathering now? Are you learning new ways of being in the world? Are you collecting trinkets, certificates, or relationships? What do you gather that is worthy of your precious energy? And what do you gather that would be better left outside the realm of your attention and responsibility? I think the gathering card here is a message of like, you've gathered these lessons in your basket, you've gathered whatever it took to heal this heartbreak and whatever it took to calm and release some of the anxiety that you've been experiencing or used to experience. Like, you have collected these lessons and now you have these tools in your basket of how to cope whenever you feel that heart twinge or whenever you feel your heart racing a little bit and your muscles tense, you now have these coping mechanisms to handle the stress and anxiety in a way that you've never had before. So you're just gathering these tools in your basket and carrying them with you to move on like the fool on this new path and this new journey to have new experiences, and because these things aren't holding you back anymore. And now you're ready to move forward on your path, which I think is reflected on this creation story card. It even kind of looks kind of like a pathway to me. Oh, it says pathway. That's the keyword. So before you arrived on this planet, you were a vision, a spark of creation. This card comes forward to ask you to remember your divinity. In our traditional ways, we speak of our original instructions. What was the vision that Creator had for us? Can you hear the whispers? Can you remember those instructions? They were planted in your soul. Sometimes in life, we compare ourselves to others. We feel less than and feel that we aren't quite measuring up in some way. We feel that we need to change who we are at the core. This medicine card is here to tell you that Creator makes no mistakes. Your story is yours alone. It is unique and cannot be compared to another's journey. If you find yourself wishing that your path was different, this card is here to pull you back to your original instructions. Your path is exactly as it needs to be. You are no less or greater than anyone else that walks upon this earth. Your divine nature is meant to be expressed in the unique way that calls to you. This medicine brings you back to your own truth, your own way, your own story. There can be no comparisons as there is nobody who is quite like you upon this earth at this time. It is it's time to root back into your original instructions and intentionally claim your path. You are really setting off on this new journey with this fool and this pathway card here. You've done the work, you've healed, you've got your guides with you. They're loving you, they're supporting you. I do feel a lot of energy around your heart chakra at this time, so I think it would be a good idea to maybe place your hand on your heart while you're listening to this reading. I have activated Reiki energy healing for all of the readings today, and this one feels very heart centered. I think because we've we have those new wounds that have recently been healed, and I'm just sending healing energy to your heart to help continue that release, especially around the new moon, to continue that cleansing and clearing um, of those new tender fresh wounds that have been healed. And some of these wounds might speak to, I think for some of you, maybe have been inner child work, healing the inner child. The keywords of this card are play, laugh, silly, heal child wounds. So I think for some of you, maybe these things that you have healed and these obstacles that you have overcome might deal with something that was hanging out around in childhood and it took a very long time and lots of work. And that's why you should congratulate yourself because you've done this big work of healing your inner child or helping your inner child along. I do also think that this card speaks to just the celebratory part of this reading of just allowing yourself to experience joy and play and that just like lighthearted fun because you deserve it. Like you need to celebrate this moment. And this is also reinforced with the moon dance celebration card. Like celebrate, like these are really big things to overcome. Like how often does the nine of swords comes up probably most frequently in readings because we all have these little things that trigger us and nag us and keep us awake at night and we try to avoid them and we try to block them, but you've done the healing work to actually heal them. And your guides are so happy for you. Like seriously, the elation that I'm feeling doing this reading, like I just want to get through the cards as fast as possible because I feel like your guides just want to like run up and just give you the biggest hug. They're so happy for you. And they want you to watch for the signs. Um, they look for little signs. Maybe it's a butterfly, maybe it's a moon, maybe there's something they're trying to get your attention and know that they are giving you a hug. They're jumping up and down. They're they're shaking their fists in the air like, "Yeah, you did it. You did it. We're so proud of you." I'm even getting emotional right now just thinking about how proud they are of you. And you're on this new path and this new journey, and it's going to be so wonderful. I chose the waxing gibbous moon for you because I think the waxing gibbous moon is right before the full moon. So I think you need to honor this right before the full moon. You need to honor this like I did all of that waxing work. I did all of that waxing work from the new and from the dark moon, from the scary moon, from the shadows, which is where we are right now. But you've done all of that growth and that expansion and you're just about to be full. You're just about to like explode. And I think just this anticipation of like, yeah, I did all that work is so important for you. So that's why I chose the waxing gibbous. The waxing gibbous is like you need to be in this moment of almost full because it's just so good and so delicious and so playful and uh, your guides are literally just jumping up and down. So celebrate with them on this new moon, but also place your hand on your heart, give your heart a little healing whenever these things kind of poke in a little every now and then, just place your hand on your heart and know that your guides are so proud of you. You've come so far. And eat that dang cookie, Queen of Pentacles. Eat that dang cookie because you deserved it. So again, if you are a Twitch subscriber or a Ko-fi member, please go check out the private Discord channels for additional rituals and journaling questions and messages for you pertaining to your reading and these cards specifically. Please jump up and down, do something silly, have fun and play. Um, let do something that makes your heart happy because your guides and look for the signs. They are trying to like show you how proud they are. Look for the signs, look for those little winks and those nudges from spirit. So thank you so much for your continued support. I hope you have a wonderful happy new moon. Thank you for hanging out with me on the other side of the looking glass. I can't wait to see you again here. Hello, group 3. If you chose the new moon, And this is your reading for the Scorpio new moon of November 2023. So, when I originally connected to the energy of this reading, I just felt this like kind of blah energy, like just ambivalent, I guess. Like the other two readings were a little bit more intense, but this one just kind of felt like there was this emptiness or this void, which is one of the reasons why I chose the new moon for us today. But the first two cards that we have here are the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Wands, but they're coming to us in reverse. And this just kind of reinforces the kind of lack of motivation, lack of inspiration. Like the Knight of Wands is like really passionate about things. I mean, this this guy doesn't seem well, I guess he does kind of seem passionate. The Knight of Wands is like running after his dreams, like really going for it. Like he's super enthusiastic about something and he's running for it and going towards it. So when the Knight of Wands is in reverse, it's just like no energy, not interested, not moving forward. And the Queen of Wands is also very passionate and enthusiastic, and she's social, and she's like, she's the ruler of that. She owns that power. She owns that fire. And when she comes to us in reverse, you just like, you don't want to see anybody. You don't want to go anywhere. You're not interested in anything. And I'm really kind of getting the sense about this reading overall is just like, I feel like those of you that chose this group are just kind of like, you're not interested in the things that you used to be interested in, and you're just kind of bored with, like, what your life experience is right now. In the center of all this, though, we have death. So that looks like look at that beautiful sunrise on the horizon there, and death is offering you this flower. It's it's time to say goodbye to the things that, like, used to make you happy, that used to give you joy, that used to give you pleasure. Because they don't anymore. So why continue to do them if they're not inspiring you or making you happy? So death is offering you this new thing and this new gift. Um, but it's not necessarily time to move on yet. You are in the dark moon. You're in the new moon. You are in this hibernation, stagnation, and this is reinforced here with the chariot is coming to you also in reverse. So this is literal stagnation, inaction, non-movement. And I'm really getting just kind of this overall sense of frustration here, and that's reinforced here with the 5 of Wands at the end. The 5 of Wands are these just like little conflicts, these little naggy things, superficial things that do not matter. Like the little teeny arguments, like naggy things, like I feel just this frustration. Like you're just like, oh, this used to make me happy, but it doesn't make me happy anymore. It's just annoying. There's just this overall annoyed feeling to this reading. So let's get into some of the oracle messages here, though. We have you are your purpose, one spirit guide, one way, and the light in you can lead the way. And I'm going to read these messages because they are kind of like short and sweet messages. I'm going to read them in chronological order just because that is easiest for me with the guidebook here. So we're starting in the center here. One spirit guide, one way. Clear your mind of all conflicting knowledge and trust that. And I feel like this card goes with this one here, the 5 of Wands, the stupid little conflicts. So clear your mind of all conflicting knowledge and trust the path that you have chosen, and soon you will be moving towards more spiritual practices. This is the time for you to trust your spirit guide to go to the next level of your life. You have put in a lot of hard work already, but once you have turned the next corner, your path will open up and your way will be clear. Trust your spirit guide right now. So I feel like this message is just trust that you are in this kind of holding pattern, be patient, and things will eventually move forward once you get over this threshold. Next, we have you are your purpose. You are here to learn about yourself, and learning about yourself will bring reasons to search for more. Interesting. Interesting, because it's like you were this Queen of Wands, but it's like this mask doesn't fit you anymore. You're moving and changing and evolving. You're growing into this new version of yourself. So remember, you will find nothing if you do not seek. A wise spirit sage is telling you that all the answers you require thus far are indeed in you. So now is the time to look within. It is only by learning how to go to the deeper parts of your own spirit that you will learn to allow your true spiritual nature to shine in this world. When you learn how to do that, you won't need to look for your true purpose anymore. You will be your purpose and a bearer of light on the path. So if you've been kind of scrambling, like trying to find, like trying to make things work and like trying to find things that are lighting you up and inspiring you, and I'm also getting the message that like even if you feel like you're not on your path, remember that you are always on your path, and the things that you're experiencing are part of that, are part of those lessons. And I think just for you right now, this is a very inward new moon, dark moon reflection, integration kind of period for you. And then this one on the right here is all of us will have to walk through times of shadow in this world if we live long enough, but you have the power to light up even the darkest corners of your mind. You are a part of the universal light that casts out shadows, and because of this, the guardian spirits of the universe will always give you their strength when you need it. Even when your light burns low, you can turn to them, and all that is good and true will shine through your being. Day always follows night and removes the shadows of yesterday. Light up the new day for someone who needs it. It's really interesting that we have these beautiful, like sunsetty colors because I feel like you kind of are in this sunset paid stage of like allowing for the darkness to come, allowing for the shadows to come, allowing for dusk to come so that night can come, so that dawn can come around the corner. And this is truly like the kind of essence of Scorpio new moons. It allows us to go into the shadows, into the deep, into the dark, and rest there, recuperate there, listen, meditate, ask questions, journal, connect to your spirit guides. Your spirit guides for sure want to connect with you. So, this reading also kind of has this energy of like inaction is action. But I do kind of get the sense that there is this frustration of like feeling stuck and wanting to move forward. But there's lots of things that we can do while we are stuck and while we are not moving. We can go within, we can connect to spirit, we can connect to our higher self, we can connect to the deepest inner parts of ourselves. We can connect to our guides. We can connect to spirit and ask those answers, ask those deep questions, or ask those answers, get those answers to those deep questions that you're asking. We also have the storyteller's jewels. This is a sacred hag message, so I'm going to read the grandmother message to you here. We house 1,000,001 stories in our hearts, my love. Tell me, if you were to leave this world forever today, never having told that one story you were destined to tell, would your spirit wander searching for hungry ears of sleeping witches to whisper your words into? How would it feel to write this story today? To share it, if only with those loving ghosts who know you best. Such a vicious lie is it that our stories are too small to matter, that if the epic myths of our lives do not end in a sword raised victory, we may as well keep our lips sealed. You've earned every lesson you might teach, my love, so why would you not share your voice with the world? This card is really saying to me, again, this need to go inward and reflect. And if it helps you, it would be good to write these things down. Write the story of your life down, write the things that you're thinking about down, write those questions down, um, Ooh, and even a good exercise would be writing. Just write a story, like set a timer for like 15 minutes and just write a story about anything that comes to mind. And when you go back and look at that story and circle words that were you used more than once or words that just really jump out at you. And when you look at those circled words, what is the message there? It's like I call it story divination. You're kind of like asking this question and writing this story, but then you actually kind of get answers to your question by highlighting, seeing those words that jump out at you, those words that seem significant, and you end up getting an answer to your question. Um, I would also like to say that if you're a Ko-fi member or a Twitch sub, I'm having journaling questions, exercises, and rituals that go along with each of the groups here today. So make sure you're checking the Discord channel for those private channels for Twitch subs and for Ko-fi members. And the reason I'm laughing is because I keep forgetting to mention this until I get to these cards from the Sacred Hag deck, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to tell them about the extra journaling questions for those of you that are subscribed. So look for that in the private Discord channel. And our next card here is the Eagle Feather Soar. Receiving an eagle feather on your path is the deepest honor. It represents a powerful initiation and a message from the spirit world that you are ready to step into your fullest medicine. I'm really seeing like the death card reflected here as this like threshold. It's usually gifted to us by an elder, a medicine person, or someone we respect. This card comes forward for you as a gift from your ancestors. It's a blessing that reminds you that you are on the right path. You are birthing your medicine self, integrating all that you have learned in this lifetime and ready to soar with confidence and pride. So I really do feel like your spirit guides are trying to connect you. And I think tapping into some way for you to do that, whether that's meditation, journaling, and automatic writing, looking for signs and symbols like feathers or birds, or looking for those signs that spirit is giving us because they really want to make a connection to you and remind you that this is just a pause, a hold, and a time of integration and reflection. You will be moving forward eventually. There is going to come like all these sunsetty colors are just so beautiful in this reading, and that new day is coming. It's just not happening yet. We also have growth. Surrender to the process. Simplify your healing layers. So this is literally going underground. This person is covered in dirt and they also have butterfly wings. So it's going within that cocoon, going underground so that you can eventually emerge and blossom if you're coming out from underground, or to spread your wings like a butterfly if you're coming out of a cocoon. Three cards jumped out for you guys on this deck. New beginnings. Look at this vibrant again, sunsetty card. Like, look at all these colors. New moon, new beginnings. So I had actually decided on the new moon before picking this card, and I was just like, oh my gosh. So we have the new moon, new beginnings, and we have death, which is about rebirth. And then we have the void, do nothing. Let yourself do nothing. Come on. Spirit is literally giving you a permission slip right now. Do nothing. Hibernate. Go in your cocoon. Go into your safe space. Meditate. Journey. Journal. Create art. Whatever it is. And the moon's moment. Synchronicity. I feel like this card is really reinforcing the looking for the signs and symbols like feathers or birds or butterflies or flowers or tigers, or if there's any symbols on these cards, spiders that jump out at you, look for them in your day-to-day life because those are like reinforcing that spirit connection and those messages that they're trying to get your attention. Pay attention. Oh, and I could not stop yawning for this reading. So This group really does need to rest, and the Reiki healing that I'm sending to this group here is to just kind of like this full body wave, like maybe doing some sort of meditation on a body scan. Like you can go on YouTube and Google body scan meditation, and it's just going from your head to your toe and just envisioning that there's this white light going in the top of your head, down your neck, down your torso, down your entire body. Just cleansing and releasing and just allowing for this rest and this hibernation. Maybe even a yoga nidra exercise would be good for those of you that chose this group. Something that is just like allowing your body to pause and be still and rest and breathe into that space, allow for that moment of pause and that void to do nothing. You have that permission. You have that permission to just lay there and do nothing, to go within, to go underground, to go within your cocoon. So I hope you have a happy new moon. I send you all of the restful vibes, the allow yourself to do nothing vibes. Allow, surrender, surrender, surrender. And thank you so much for watching. And thank you for hanging out with us on the other side of the looking glass. I hope to see you again here soon.